Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I want to thank you so much for listening during this, I'm just finding the spot in my book here, for listening to what is normally the time for community poetry, an open mic that is hosted by Tom Woodruff. And because the pandemic had stopped running at Half Price Books in North Austin, I would always go and read material from recently released Scars Publications books. And he even sent me a post thanking me for keeping the spirit alive by keeping this going. So I will, in honor of that, I feel not vindicated, but that we can keep going and life is good and share poetry. And I would like to share with you poetry from the Down in the Dirt May to August 2022 issue collection book with imagery from the James Webb Space Telescope. I love this cover. It is the cover of my computer main hard drive background screen now. I used to change it all the time and have different astronomy stuff, but I'm like, this is so going to remain. This will so remain my book cover of choice for backgrounds and everything. And I even have a spread. It's amazing imagery from this telescope. It really genuinely is. So I wanted to share with you a group of short poems and maybe 2 longer poems. I hope you enjoy them, and thank you, and thank Down in the Dirt. If you want to anything about it, go to Scars Publications, Scars.tv. Scars.tv/dirt, and you can find out about Down the Dirt magazine and this book, The Final Frontier. The first poem I'd like to share with you from this section, section 2, is titled Everyone Else. I sit here regularly at the corner of the bar by myself, and I order drinks for myself, and I bring my laptop so I can work, and I bring my Wall Street Journal to read. I flip the pages open flamboyantly, and I drink. Periodically, I butt in, join conversations when I can relate, and we talk for a few, and then I go back to my beer by myself. You know, a part of me thinks that I'm above everyone else, that I'm smarter than everyone else, but I don't think that I don't think I have those airs. So I sit here at this bar that I come to regularly and wonder why right now I'm all alone. These are so fun because everyone has a different theme or a feel to it. This one, I like this short one. This one is titled Photographing the Apocalypse. Carbonated beverages, colas. It's not photographing, it's surviving. I know the title. It's listed here wrong on the separate page. I have to go back to this page and make sure it's correct. It's surviving the apocalypse. It's not photographing the apocalypse. People are crazy. Now I have to check to make sure that's correct in my thing. This is titled Surviving the Apocalypse. I knew something felt wrong about it when I said that. Carbonated beverages, colas, root beers, have no expiration date. So, when all is lost, know that Fanta and Faygo may survive the apocalypse. Surviving the Apocalypse. I read the wrong name. Yeah, it says Surviving the Apocalypse. I don't know where I got photographing it. What? It hasn't happened yet. I'm not photographing any apocalypse. Anywho, next one was totally unrelated. Is a poem that's titled Know You. It's weird wearing a name tag for this job, because every once in a while someone starts talking to you and they make a point to state your name, and that's when you realize you're suddenly at a disadvantage because you're just trying to do your job, and this stranger keeps saying your name. When they say your name like that, it sounds like they're broadcasting it to the world. You almost feel like you're in an interrogation room with that light in your face, and they already know you. I'm sorry. Oh, and here's another one. This one is actually also in the Janet Kuypers poetry book. You're going to have to listen to me while I'm walking to get it. That was released during Women's History Month. I have to go get a copy of that to be able to show it to you too, even though I've got the book here that shows it in the Final Frontier. It's just a one short poem piece in this whole section of things, in this one section of the book. Not only is in Down in the Dirt, the Final Frontier, but it's also in the book Shattering the Glass Ceiling. I love it when I can combine things and share things from multiple books for you guys. But this is, you know, James Webb Telescope, and this is Glass Ceiling in the Cesar Chavez Library, the Austin Public Library. Anywho, but this poem is actually in both of these, and it's a short one, so I'm going to share it with you. I hope you enjoy it, and it is titled Quenching Anybody's Thirst. How do you respond when someone calls you a tall drink of water? I mean, I'm just trying to do my job, and I really have no intention of quenching anybody's thirst. Well, these are about doing a job in this one section here of Down in the Dirt in the Final Frontier. It's funny that that last one happened to also have something to do with shattering the glass ceiling. Shattering the glass ceiling and, oops, got it the front cover if I'm going to show it off, the Final Frontier. What? Hard to fathom, but true. Anywho, I'm going to go into more of these from the Final Frontier. This one is titled Worth Something. Had to put down my Shattering the Glass Ceiling book. Get back to my reading of the Final Frontier. This is worth something. I knew women who had this issue when they were half my age. They needed attention from everyone and anyone that would make them feel worth anything. I know I'm better than that, but the only man who ever shows me any appreciation is the man contractually obligated to tell me I'm worth anything. And when I'm alone, I wonder. Maybe people think I'm worth something. Maybe they see me from afar, but I'm right here. I want to be worth something, and I'm right here. I'll let you ponder that one for a moment. Well, I have this fun one from this book, The Final Frontier, from Down in the Dirt. And it is titled, Everyone Has a Choice. I'm visiting the third poorest nation, I think. But everyone is just so happy around here. And this blew my mind. So I had to ask a local why everyone seems so happy. And they told me that here, everyone has a choice. You can either choose to be happy or choose to be sad. And we choose to be happy. And you know, I think they're happy because they carry 900 pounds of I don't give a shit. But here, you might not be able to choose to wealth your way out of your rut. but at least you can choose to be happy. This next one is titled Zach Makes Me Think About These Things. Okay, so cats really love to eat fish. And the thing is, cats are deathly afraid of water. Fascinating. Okay, I've been doing a bunch of short little ones and I've been wasting a lot of time with you guys, so I'm going to take my time and read two pieces that are right at the end of this section for you. Right after Zach Makes Me Think About These Things is the first of two that I'm going to share with you for this reading for you guys, and thank you so very much in advance. This is titled Been a World Leader. People can think that Americans are cocky and arrogant because we've been a world leader for so long. Because even though our cars are from Korea, our electronics are from Japan, and we owe China billions, better beers are from Germany, better wines and champagnes from France. Because even though we've been thrust into this global economy that Al Gore pushed us into by creating the internet, us Americans still seem to want to rest on our past laurels to the next millennium. Once I stopped for a beer at a dive in München, where a female bartender tended bar with three old German men and one very out-of-place American. Barely knowing German, I figured I could just sit there, say a beer name on tap, pay in euros, leave it at that. But at one point, after the jukebox in the far corner that I hadn't even noticed started playing some new American-sounding pop song, one of the German men turned to me and started yelling at me in German. Holding my Franziskaner draft, my eyes turned to saucers. I was unable to say a word to this old German man yelling at me in a language I could not decipher. That's when the bartender yelled back at the old man in German, then English. They didn't play the song, I did. So I smiled at the bartender and finished my beer, realizing that us Americans can still get into trouble without saying a word. It's true. It's true. We can get into trouble even with our mouths shut. This last one, last 2 pages of poetry that I'm going to share with you is right here. Last 2 pages in this section of I'm going to read for you guys. For community poetry, thank you Tom Woodruff for the origins of this open mic, which sniff sniff is no longer around thanks to the pandemic. This is a poem titled Enough's Enough. Once when I was in Badgestein, where the Alps in Austria gave every street in town a 60-degree incline, I signed up for a bus tour to go to the Radon Cave at a nearby mining mountain. Waiting outside for the bus, I stood with something like 17 German-speaking Austrians. There I felt so out of my element that I was almost dying for an American voice saying any words. That's when I heard a boisterous baritone. So I made my way to this booming, distinctively American voice. I merely asked, American? The large man heard my inflection and immediately spoke. Hi, I'm Frank, and the little missus here is Mildred. And this petite, subservient Midwestern woman standing with this almost circular, melodramatic man made this couple look like a perfect 10. And Frank asked where I was from, and when I said Chicago, he sprung up and started in on his spiel, schlepping his speech. We're from Detroit. I worked for GM for 35 years, but now that the kids are grown, with my pension, I thought I'd take the little missus here to see the Alps. And that's when I realized that I could have stood at 50 paces and still heard Frank telling the entire neighborhood the epic of his life. And that's when it occurred to me how loud us Americans could be. Because when first traveling through Europe, after the War on Terror began, the United States government and airlines wanted to inform Americans traveling abroad that if they were concerned about being a conspicuous target by looking too American, they offered these simple guidelines. Don't wear a university sweatshirt. Don't wear a sports team baseball cap. Don't chew gum. Don't yell. And I can imagine Frank now yelling, "Mildred!" So I made a point to not sit near Frank and Mildred on that bus, but that was okay. I could still hear them from rows away as we made our way to the mountain range. And to the Austrians on that tour who spoke English, a part of me wanted to tell them, not all Americans are that loud. Because even if us Americans want to rest on our laurels, some of us know when enough is enough. I guess with an ending like that, some of us know when enough is a good way to close off this reading. Thank you to Tom Woodruff, who started this open mic to begin with. I am saddened by a pandemic and the non-continuation of this at a bookstore in Austin, but I keep the spirit alive by doing this for you guys. Thank each and every one of you for remaining as creatively interested as you guys are. Thank you all for remaining safe. I hope everyone in Naples is safe. After Hurricane Ian has gone through here, Naples was like a second home to us, and I spent half of my Christmases and Easters and spring breaks there because we had homes there as we started a community for an out co-op for Blue Skies on Radio Road. Snuff. Aww. Radio Road, which is actually where I went to go and fly out of an airplane and pilot an airplane at the airport right there. Anywho, but that's another poem for another time. I hope that they, well, it's sad that any place had to get the brunt of any damage from Hurricane Ian. I know that it wasn't as strong as it was, say, in Fort Myers, where we flew into whenever we would go to Naples. But I hope that everybody there is safe, which is why I'm wearing this shirt, because I think this part of Naples Pier is still around. I don't think the end made it, which is sad. But I hope that everyone stays safe. I hope reconstruction over there goes well. I hope everyone remains safe. And if you're worried about the coronavirus and any of its variants still, there's a vaccine. Please take it. If you do like me and you get it, it will be like getting a minor cold. And we can get through this, and we can get back to some level of normality in the world. Thank you all for remaining creatively inclined, because that is what keeps us going, keeps us strong through the good times and the bad. So thank you all for listening. Thank each and every one of you. If you're interested in submitting writing to CC&D or Down of the Dirt magazines through Scars Publications, go to scars.tv, check it out, because I would love to hear from you, because that's what I do. Read submissions takes about half of my time. So anywho, please consider it and let me know if you'd like to submit and be a part of the literary revolution that is CC&D and Down on the Dirt magazine. Thank you all so very much. Thank everyone. I'm going to stop going on and stay safe, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you very, very soon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you all so very much. Thank you.